Pen, paper, words, theories, ideas, knowledge are not only important, powerful, significant, relevant, strong entities or creations of the mind in themselves, but they also are literal, free, sovereign, and independent agents, qualities, and basically particular conditions in themselves to be attained, to be actualized by only few men and women in the world who are that capable, who are that transparent, self knowledgeable, truthful enough to achieve those things and to even try to actualize and attempt those things in their lives, which is quite difficult, complicating, anyways. So, not only are these things important, powerful, invincible in themselves, but they actually are more lethal, dangerous, unacceptable than weapons, bullets, and basically guns. Because if we don't allow our enemies to have weapons, then we must not allow them to have any education ideas either. That's how we rule, that's how we perpetuate our leadership into the future. Because ideas, knowledge, critical thinking, independent mind, reasoning, behavior are all very destructive and powerful, indomitable, invincible weapons to have or to actualize by both men and women in their behaviors, actions, ideologies, habits in one way or another. And once we develop, once we come into the contact and possession of all these qualities, not only do we become powerful, but we become invincible and impossible to defeat by any external constructs outside authorities in the world in one way or another. And that's what the government does not want us to be able to access or achieve any ideas, critical thinking, independent behavior, mind, reasoning. All that's why the government does not give us access to any of these faculties. That's why the education system and all of the constructs don't encourage any critical thinking, sovereign behavior, independent attitude, mindset, reason at all, but prioritizes the practice of condition, control, enslavement so that we can seamlessly execute and practice and continue with mediocrity, stupidity, monotony, pride, vanity, arrogance, pretense, imitation, ignorance, imitation into the future alongside many uncharacteristic, counterproductive, bad, harmful qualities that destroy us, that put us into domestication, with the help of which we can continue to be conditioned, controlled, domesticated, enslaved in our actions, behaviors, attitudes, habits at every step of the way. And that's why ideas are more powerful than bullets, and ballots are more powerful than all the weapons. That is the thing we don't understand. That once we develop the capacity for independent thinking, sovereign behavior, self knowledge, self morality, then we will be respected, admired, desired by the others. We'll be